What's up, Geeksters? It's me, Omar from geeksterlabs.com. How's it going today, guys? Well, the product I'm going to be showing you today is something that was sent to me free for review from B&H Photo. And today we have the brand new GoPro Hero Session. And so this is GoPro's newest camera, and it's a much smaller and lighter model. It retails for $400. If you want to see what comes in the box with this product, make sure you check out the unboxing video, link in the description, or you can click on the card annotation in the top right corner. So let's check out some of the specs. Now, the Session doesn't offer a ton of video resolutions and frame rates like the other GoPro Hero cameras, but it does offer a few, including 1080p at 60 frames per second and even 100 frames per second at 720p if you want some decent slow-mo. So it does feature a built-in battery pack, so you won't be able to swap out the battery like you're probably used to with the other cameras, but it will last you the usual 2 hours with the normal settings. In regards to ports and buttons, this camera is pretty minimal. When it comes to ports, it has the micro USB port, which you could use to charge it up and also for data transfer, and then there's a micro SD card slot. When it comes to buttons, there's actually only 2 available on there. You have your Bluetooth button on the back, and then you have your shutter/function button. So those are basically the only buttons you have on the complete device. And so this leads me to one of the downsides of this camera, is that most of the controls and adjustments have to be made through either a smartphone or the smart remote. But you can still operate it and record without the smartphone and the smart control. But if you want to be able to change things like video resolution, frame rates, field of view, you'll have to use them. Now, one of the main selling points of this camera is its small size. Now, when it comes to comparing it to the other GoPro cameras, it's actually 50% smaller and 40% lighter. Keep in mind, when I say 40% lighter, that's if they have the case on. The Session actually weighs about 2.6 ounces, and the GoPro Silver weighs about 2.9 ounces. But when you put the case on, it weighs about 5.2, so that's quite a bit of a difference there. But because of its very small size, it makes mounting it very flexible, and it gives you a lot of different options, especially when you use the included low-profile frame, which makes it very useful for attaching to things like helmets and other areas where maybe the larger GoPro cameras stick out awkwardly. And since it's square, you can actually rotate it and make side mounting really easy, and you can even turn it upside down and it will actually auto adjust for you. And that leads me to one of the other downsides, which could be a positive depending on how you look at it, and that's that the body of the Session is actually already waterproof, so you don't need to have an extra housing to make it waterproof. It's waterproof up to 33 feet, but it's completely exposed. So even though the actual housing itself is pretty rugged, if it takes a hardcore fall, you could possibly damage the lens and scratch it up. And unlike the other Hero cameras that you can just replace the housing for 30 bucks or so, this one can't be fixed quite as easily. So I would be very careful about using this camera on things like strapping it to the side of a vehicle or something like that, where it could possibly drop when you're going really fast and get really scratched up and damaged. So now let's check out some sample footage. So as you can see, the Session actually has pretty overall good video quality, with some improvement needed in the low light conditions. And it's interesting that GoPro priced this camera the same as its Hero4 Silver model. I think it would have made more sense if they had priced it $50 to $100 less, since it doesn't quite offer the same features as the Hero4 Silver camera. And if you're curious how they compare to each other, make sure you check out my Session versus Silver video next. Link will be in the description, or you can click on the card in the top right corner. So that's it for me, guys. I just want to give special thanks to B&H Photo for lending me this camera to review for you. If you're interested in buying it, I'll make sure to put a link in the description to make it easy to find. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comments section. I read each and every comment in all of my videos, and I'll always do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make sure to stop by geeksterlabs.com for the latest in tech news and video reviews, and I'll see you in the next video review.